Hello, my name is Victoria. I'm a photographer and a creative based out of British Columbia. I make YouTube videos about creative business, photography, and weddings, and together my husband Levi and I vlog. You can check out the rest of our videos and hit subscribe if you want to see more. You can also find us on all of the social platforms under the handle Wilder Heart Co. Today we're talking about the 7 best apps for creatives. In the description bar below, there's going to be a free guide for you if you want to download that and follow along. This is what it looks like. Actually, I don't know. I might have changed it by the time this video goes out. But anyways. Okay, so these 7 apps aren't specific to the brand. They're more just general tools and suggestions for things that we found very helpful for our creative business and things that help productivity, help our organization, help us hit our goals, all of those really important things that are all behind the scenes, we use these apps for. So I'm going to go through all 7 of them. You can follow along on your guide if you want, or you can just listen and let me know in the comments below if you are using any of these or any other suggestions that you have. Okay, so the first app that I would suggest that every person that is trying to do a creative business would download is an Instagram planning app. An Instagram planning app is very useful for multiple reasons. One of the reasons is that you can visually see what your images are going to look like together and what they're going to look like on as a feed. So this can help you to make sure that your feed is cohesive, as well as make sure that you're not posting a whole bunch of really visually similar images, and that you're mixing up your feed and showing your audience some variety. So, for example, we like to use this visual planning app to help us make sure that we're not posting only photos of our clients, that we're making sure to get some behind the scenes photos in, get some photos of us in, and just really making sure that our feed is diverse and not all focused directly on one thing. Another reason that we use an Instagram planning app is for the scheduling features. So we use the app Later, and Later helps us to be able to write out all of our Instagram captions in advance and to be able to schedule posts if we are going to go away, or if we know that we're going to have a really busy week with clients and we don't have time to be logging into Instagram and thinking of a caption just on the spot, on the go. Some of the different services that you can use, there's UM, and there's Later. Later is what we use, and then there's also like Planoly, there is Latergram, like there's a whole bunch of different ones. So just do your research. They all have a few different features. Some of them are paid, some of them are free, some of them you can have multiple accounts. There's really lots of different options there. The second thing is a time tracker app. I have implemented this just this year, and it has been so helpful to see where my time is going and making sure that I'm using all of my time wisely. I know that it can be really easy, especially if your job revolves around social media, to get sucked in to scrolling through other people's Instagrams, to get sucked into watching YouTube videos. It can be really easy when you're already on that platform to get sucked in to just doing time-wasting things. A time tracker will really help you to see how much time you actually are spending on Instagram, how much time you're spending in your inbox, how much time you're spending actually creating things, and it'll just help you to be able to maybe choose something that you want to outsource that you're wasting too much of your time on. Maybe choose something that you want to batch work so you're not logging into Instagram every single day and spending 30 minutes trying to think of a caption. Time tracking has really helped me evaluate how I want to spend my time each week. Okay, Canva. Canva is my third app. This one is obviously company specific. I know how to use the Adobe Suite. I know how to use like InDesign and Photoshop, well, obviously Photoshop for photos and stuff like that, but for designing things like my client brochure, for invoices, for designing the little worksheet that's below, for all those little things that I don't really need something as powerful as InDesign or Photoshop, I use Canva. And Canva, the thing that I love the most about Canva is that there's so many pre-made sizes. So I guess they're templates. So the templates that are already formatted to be the correct size for YouTube, for Instagram stories, for a Facebook ad, all of those things where I don't have to go and search and say, how many pixels should a Facebook ad be? How wide should my blog header be? All those things, they already have them pre-made for you. So you can just click on them and it is perfect size for an Instagram story. Okay, these next few things you may think are a little bit basic and you're gonna say that they're a little bit pointless, but just hear me out before you completely write me off. Number 4 is a to-do list app. Now, I used to always write my to-do list in a notebook, and you may be one of those people. I love my notebooks, I love stationery. However, writing my to-do list on a digital platform has helped me so much to be able to take my goals and my dreams and all the things that I want to accomplish and put them digitally, so that I can access them from my computer and from my phone at all times. And it just helps to remind me of the things that I need to be doing throughout the day. I don't have to open a notebook or find my notebook or refer back to something. It's right in front of me. I can have it open on my desktop all day and if I get off track, I can look over to my to-do list and say, I know that I need to respond to this client today. I know that I need to post a YouTube video today. All these things that I say that I want to do, but I don't actually end up doing because I'd never look at my to-do list or my goals. I just write them down, feel good about them, and close them. So that would be why I would suggest using a to-do list app instead of just writing it down on your notebook. If you're like me, you're going to write them down in your notebook first and then translate them to the computer. And that's fine. That's what I do. Number 5 is something that is essential if you are a photographer or someone who is dealing with a lot of images, but it's also for anyone who's posting a lot of content on Instagram or on Facebook. You need to find a space where you can easily access your files, sort of file storage program. We love Google Drive. We organize everything into different folders and categories. So, for example, we'll have all of our couples, our weddings, our quotes, and behind the scenes. Like, those are a few of our different categories. And then in those files, we'll have all the images that we want to post on social media. When you have all those categories and images in those categories, it makes it really easy when you feel like you have nothing to post to go through them and maybe either find an image you haven't published yet or republish something that you haven't showed on Instagram or Facebook in a while. This makes it really easy for us not to store a whole bunch of stuff on our phones and have to scroll through hundreds of photos to find the one that we want. It's just, we log into Google Drive, it's really easily organized and quick to find something to post. Okay, this is another one where if you're a stationery lover, if you like doing things on paper, you will probably disagree with me, but hear me out. A digital calendar. Using a digital calendar is so much more useful than a paper calendar, simply for the reason that at the end of the year or at the end of the month, you can look back and see exactly what you were putting into your schedule. And if you categorize things as you're doing them or color coordinate them as you're doing them, being able to look back on this is showing you where you're investing your time. You could also argue that using the time tracker is a similar effect. I like using a time tracker in correlation with my calendar because I also need to be able to schedule ahead, and the time tracker doesn't allow me to do that. Number 7 is the thing that has transformed our business the most, and that is a client management software system, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it is a program that allows you to store all of your templates, your brochures, your invoices, anything that you use to communicate with you and your client is going to be stored on this system. I used to think that this was like cheating myself out and making me look like I didn't know what I was doing by using one of these, because I wanted to be able to do everything myself and felt like if I was doing that, then that meant that I wasn't organized. However, I needed to drop my pride and be okay with the fact that if I wanted to give my clients the best experience, I needed to be as organized as I possibly could, as well as making sure that every single client is having a seamless experience. And using a client management software really helps with that, because you can make it super personal for each client. HoneyBook is the client management software we ended up going with. I looked through some of the other ones like 17 Hats and Duo Sabo, I think it's called. And overall, I just really liked HoneyBook's platform, how simple it was, but yet how many different options they had for templates and for client communication. They also just have such great customer service. I talked to a customer service person probably 5 or 6 times during my trial period, and it was just, all of my experiences have been good with them. So that's definitely a company that I would recommend for that. If you are interested in trying HoneyBook, they offer like a 7-day trial, and then you can decide if you want to subscribe from there. So if you want to try it out, we have a referral code, which is in the description as well. So you can get 20% off of your year worth of HoneyBook if you want to try it out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you got something out of this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.